Hi YouTube family! My name is Elysia English.
And I'm Philip English.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we are sitting in the dinette area.
New think chair.
New think chair?
New think chair.
We removed the other think chair because you are going to be floored by today's video. I couldn't help myself.
I'm so excited about today. Like, I've been waiting for today.
Philip has been waiting and standing by the window watching the snow fall in April, mid-April, in Ontario, waiting to do the floor. Poor Philip.
Not today.
Not today. We are going to install the flooring in the camper. It's still snowing out and it's still cold. We have the heater going in the camper, but the weather is calm enough that we can be out here and not freeze to death while we're working on the camper today. And so we are going to be installing the flooring. Philip and I have done other flooring jobs before. In the past, we've done like full apartments. We've done flooring in our houses. We refinished the hardwood floors in our house. We've done tile, hardwood, laminate. What else? We've done tons of flooring before.
Yeah.
And so this is a pretty small flooring space compared to projects that we've done in the past. But we've
never done this type of floor.
No, we have not done this type of flooring. We're going to show you the flooring that we got at our McNaughton's Home Hardware. We're so happy with the flooring and it was the perfect color. So I'm so excited. And then we're going to get this put in. And it's a pretty small area. So it's one of our smallest flooring jobs we've ever done, but we've never done this type of flooring or in a camper. So we're pretty excited. I think it's going to look amazing. Divine. Cohesive?
It's going to be cohesive.
Throughout the whole camper. Let's get to it. We were really lucky and really thrilled with the flooring options that we had at our favorite McNaughton's Home Hardware. And so we actually were able to pick up 3 cases and had them dropped off at the house, which is amazing. Thank you so much, you guys. You're the best. But we were able to get this easy way dry fit vinyl flooring. We have 3 cases to do the camper. I was going to put this in the light here by the window so that we can see what it looks like for those of you who missed that video.
This is not the way we're going to be laying them. We're going to be laying them lengthways, but just to show how nice they look together. Wait, let's see. They go.
There's arrows on the bottom to be able to show you which way they actually run, which I think is awesome. And then the pattern really like matches up really nicely.
They just seamlessly go together and it's so nice. Like, we've never laid this floor before, like we said, but I think it's going to be pretty simple to do. You just have to cut it with a knife. We're going to use an X-Acto box cutter. We have a 9-inch trowel for our glue. And this is the glue that we're going to be using. Now, you don't have to use glue to lay this floor down at all. All you have to do is cut it and put it in place if you're going to put it in your house. But because we're going to be mobile, we want to glue this down. And the best thing about this flooring, because it's vinyl flooring, we can go to the beach, go to the lake, go to the ocean, come right inside the trailer, and it's not going to get wrecked.
Yay, so when the boys forget their towel on the floor or something, it won't ruin the floor.
No,
if we ever have any leaks, which we hope we don't, we'll never have to worry. Ah, that did not feel good.
Are you okay?
Oh, I stood up underneath the cupboard.
Oh.
Dang, that did not feel good. Who put that cabinet there?
How many times we've done this?
Man.
Are you alright? Do you have a headache?
No, but just makes me think I should have taken down more upper cabinets.
No, we need the storage.
Oh man, goose eggs. Okay, so the thing about this flooring that we think is amazing is that it's basically completely waterproof. So if we ever have any leaks, kids leave a wet towel, you know, dog spills a water bowl, whatever, it is actually completely waterproof. It has this rubberized like backing on the back. So this is perfect if you're gonna put this in like a sort of sometimes getting damp wet basement floor. You can actually pick up and put the flooring back down if you didn't glue it down. You don't have to. If you have a pretty squared off space, you can just butt this wall to wall and it will actually just lay into place. It doesn't even click together, but just sits all tightly together. It's amazing flooring. We actually have a family member, Phil's Uncle Joe. He actually used the same flooring in his basement and he's really liked it. And so we thought it would be a great option for our camper. And so when we contacted McNaughton's and they had it in this amazing color, their manager Calvin there helped me out and dropped us off a few cases. So let's put this in because this is gonna really start bringing it together. Like, look at how nice this color is gonna be with like the stenciling and against the green.
Let's do it. Let's get it in. Let's start.
Let's go.
Okay.
So we are gonna run it this way, but what we need to do is make a starting line to be able to work off of. Because just because this part here kind of is a little bit squared off, what you wanna do when you're laying this flooring is ideally, if you can, you don't want any of your pieces to be narrower than half of the vinyl plank at the edges. So I was doing some research on how to lay this type of flooring, and they recommend, you know, the largest pieces as possible to be against the side if you have to cut it. Normally when you're doing a flooring project, you want to do a chalk line to make sure that you have a straight edge to start at, and then you can work your way out from there. But because we are in a camper and nothing is completely square, you know, this old cabinetry, even the walls, like nothing is completely square in here. So what we need to do is improvise just a little bit and do things just slightly different than if you're working in a perfectly rectangular space. And so what it is recommended to do when you're laying vinyl flooring, or I think pretty much any type of flooring, is to start with one full length piece and go all the way down the one area, and then your last cut end piece that's at the end, as long as it's bigger than a foot, you want to start with that on your second row. And so we have decided that our best option, after laying out a bunch of pieces to see kind of how wide everything's going to be all laid together, our best option is actually just to start right here in the kitchen space with a full piece and run our full pieces all the way down. And so what we're going to do is, I have the first piece here, but I already have to make some very abnormal cuts that you probably wouldn't have if you were doing a house project. And so I'm going to be using my metal square and a long metal level to be able to use as like a long straight edge, and an X-Acto knife to be able to measure and cut where these need to go and be cut out. And this flooring has arrows on the end, and so we're pointing all of our arrows that way, making sure, we don't know exactly why with this flooring because the pattern all seems to be the same, but we are following what's recommended on the bottom of this, just in case it happens to matter in the end. And so what I'm doing now is I need to make a 1 1/4 inch depth section out here, and then I also am going to need to cut this board shorter. So I'm going to measure how far down I am to here, and I've measured already that this is 1 1/4 inch. That way I can measure 1 1/4 inch down, make my cutout here, and then I'll be able to measure how long I am from this space here to this end here to be able to cut this shorter and then work my way down. All right, so I'm gonna double check my measurement. We do not have a lot of extra pieces to spare if we have any too many errors here. So we're gonna measure 3 times, cut once, not measure twice, cut once. I probably don't need to do the pencil line once we kind of get going to be able to do the cuts, but I'm just gonna do it for the first couple. That way I don't, you know, mess up my measurements or forget. And then I'm actually just gonna cut right on our subfloor because I'm just using an X-Acto knife.
I think you just have to score it. I don't think you have to.
I should be able to just score it. So tight spaces in the camper. And what you always want to do, from what I've read, is lay factory edge to factory edge when you can. So we're going to be laying the factory edge here that we didn't cut to this factory edge here. And then over there, we're actually putting it up to the cabinet, so that's perfectly fine on our own cut end. Easy peasy. That's the easy way. Get it?
Oh my god, we just started.
I don't score it as deep as you. Come, it doesn't snap for you, but for me. Oh, there. I'm just nervous. I don't want to break it, and I know I don't have a lot to spare. We have laid and done our first couple of cuts here, and now what we want to do is apply glue to these areas. We did that just so we could give ourselves a good head start here and make sure everything was lining up as we wanted it to before applying the glue. So now we're going to use this 9-inch trowel, and it just has some really fine grit teeth on it, not too bad. And then we're going to put on the glue underneath, place these ones where they need to go, and then start working off of where we've already started. That way we know that the basis of where we started is nice in place, and we can go from there now that we're happy with the layout. How cold are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
1 being freezing.
1 being freezing. It's probably because it's only 1 degree or colder right now. It's snowing. I'm showing the snow. Send us your warmth.
Leave down in the comments where you're watching from.
Where it's nice and warm.
Yeah. Or where it's cold.
Or where it's cold.
We feel your pain.
Where are you and what temperature is it where you live?
First piece.
First piece.
Okay. I get the honors.
I'm trying not to go much further with the glue than where I'm actually laying, because you still have to make cuts and you don't want a whole lot of glue when you don't really have anywhere to lean. And so what we're going to do is work this way. We're going to have to fill in that spot, work our way back and out the door, because otherwise we're going to get stuck where we have nowhere to lean.
It's coming along really good though, and
when you work in a small space, it's a lot trickier than when you work in a big room. You'd think like small space, easier job. It's actually harder, I would say, to do a camper floor than it is to do a house floor, because it's obviously not a square shape at any point.
well, we're so many cuts
It's
right
not
now.
hard to do, it's just
Yeah, I think
more
once we
time-consuming.
once we get some of these wall cut pieces done, then we should be flying by.
I don't know if the glue dries clear or not. I'm assuming that it does, but we have a wet rag just in case.
Now
How many rows? 3?
3, but then we can lay this 4th row right here all the way down.
Okay.
And catch up.
We can still get into the bathroom to do those cuts too, right? When we back ourselves out.
We're crafty. We can do that.
Play Twister.
Yeah.
Like we're making an inside bowling alley. We just have like 3 stripes. So we're working our way into the bathroom now. So we have a piece that's the length that can fit into the bathroom. But because there's the spot there for the toilet to go, Philip's tracing out a shape around the circle, a little bit of a back half crescent moon there, so that we can actually get that cut to lay behind the toilet. And then we'll be able to use the X-Acto knife to be able to cut that shape out. And then we need to do this next piece here, which will give us a few smaller pieces to do at the back. And so the bathrooms, I pretty much mostly going to be covered with some kind of a mat on the floor anyways. So I really wanted to use as many of our leftover pieces in there as I could, but we actually still have to be able to go with the pattern of the floor. So we're working on the bathroom now. Then we're going to work our way through this area here and back out the door where I'm standing. Tight squeeze. You look really comfy in that tiny bathroom. There's not even a toilet in there right now. If I put my hand down too long, I stick to the floor.
We have glue everywhere.
Put my hands down to balance anywhere, I get stuck.
Spidey senses.
And then I have at least that over 2-inch spot to be able to put this piece. This is when you want a perfectionist on your team.
This is why I have a perfectionist on my team. We chose to use full pieces underneath the table because when we make the piece for the table, for the collapsing table, we want it to be sturdy underneath, and we don't want to be dealing with any cut pieces underneath there that might get kicked up, or we might have to screw into
like right where pieces, like
showing
small
up.
pieces, and we could have a ton of little pieces back here, and then to be able to do like a mechanism maybe like here and here to screw into it, we're gonna have seams probably regardless of where we put it. So
Yeah.
I was a little nervous to put some small pieces because this is gonna be a major I mean, like the whole place is traffic area. It's not like that much floor space, but this is gonna be a huge spot for us where kids are gonna have their feet, and we do think we're going to have at least one good strong sturdy base, if not 2 posts, to be able to do the table.
Right.
So I just felt more comfortable doing that, and I think some of these smaller cut ends we need for the end down there anyway, so I'm not really wasting any flooring. It's still the same square footage.
We are going to be cutting it close though.
We knew that when we ordered we would be really close.
We might have to order one more box, but we'll see how good we are.
I was just thinking of like when they're like, keep your arms and legs inside the window, and like keep your fingers and thumbs inside. I'm getting smarter with every cut. Using the spaces that I got to be able to. Brings me back to when I used to work produce and we had to rip open all of the big potato boxes with the box cutters, remember?
Yeah. Well, I know I was more watermelons.
Funny, Philip and I both, when we were young, did produce jobs when we were like young teenagers. And I used to work at a fruit stand, and Philip actually worked at the big pickup fruit and vegetable location where you go and like pick up all your stuff to take back to where the stands were. So I worked for a family that ran a whole bunch of produce stands. And so I used to see Philip in and out of the warehouse every summer for a couple years in a row, but I had no idea who he was. So, and then like a few years later, we ended up meeting, and you guys know the story. But our paths crossed. I have not been sniffing the glue many times before we actually met each other again. Kind of funny.
It was destiny.
Destiny. So is that piece I just cut.
Whoa.
Piece I just cut.
And today's weather update, it is a blizzard outside.
Never thought we'd be working in the camper in April in the snow. Like, what on earth is going on?
So there's going to be a couple more pieces to do in the bathroom, but we're going to work our way outside the door because we're definitely running out of time. And we don't mind doing some of the smaller cut pieces tomorrow because we want to make sure we have enough pieces, full-length pieces, to make it seamless out the door. And we can use our cut pieces for inside the bathroom. So Elysia's just working on our last pieces to put in. And
so covered in glue.
The floor looks incredible. I probably shouldn't be standing on it, but I'm not really moving.
I did try to get a couple pieces in the bathroom, and since I have to keep like pivoting around on the floor on my knees or with my feet, I don't want to shuffle anything that's like really nicely placed in that spot. So we have maybe 3 pieces that will have to go in the bathroom only. So I think I'm so cold, my lips are not moving. I think we're going to let this cure overnight where nothing's going to shuffle tomorrow when I can really get in there and get those few pieces. So we're just working on a few of these cut pieces that we had finished up.
This one right here.
Oh, okay. And then we'll be able to make our way out of the door. Unless I'm stuck to the floor. We'll have to wait and see.
I might have to scrape you off.
Scrape me off the floor.
And we want it seamless, so we're trying to get it. We have to. There's no other choice.
We're gonna have to start putting like a quarter in the jar every time we say seamless, like it's a swear
Swear
word. Or
word.
something.
No, Elysia needs it seamless.
I did say I might move into the camper. I didn't say I wanted to be permanently stuck in here. I'm so happy with the floor. It looks amazing. I'm going to go and get a nice warm cloth to be able to wipe up any glue spots that are still here. But as you can see, it looks really good. I just have a little bit of glue I just finished right here, but once I get all that wiped up, we're gonna let this sit overnight. I think it looks amazing. It's gonna look so good with the green cabinets. And then it also will look really nice with the stenciling, although I can't walk in the room to show that side. It looks really good. And we have just enough to put those last 2 or 3 pieces in the bathroom. We were cutting it real close, but look at this. We have floor in the camper. We have so many supplies in there right now, but we'll have to leave them and lock everything up till tomorrow.
Oh, it's so cold.
Oh, look, it's so freezing cold. It is snowing Huge snowflakes. We've been catching them on our tongue. Holy cow, I can't hold the camera. Still, I'm shivering cold. Okay, I hope you guys like our floor. Let us know in the comment section what you think of the flooring. We will definitely do an update tomorrow in our video, so don't miss tomorrow's video. We have a weekend full of videos for you guys. We're so excited. Are you gonna build a snowman on my head? We are shivering cold. If you can see the camera, we are gonna go in and get something warm to drink, a nice warm tea, probably make some hot chocolate and marshmallows for the boys, get some warm supper in our bellies, and edit this video for you guys. So we hope they're having a great Friday. We love you guys, and we will see you on tomorrow's video. Bye.